Hello and welcome back to another 360 with me, SG Alien. Today we are in the most amazing place. This is Charlie Lim's studio, and yes, this really is Charlie Lim. So instead of me just blabbing on and talking about him, I'll let Charlie introduce himself, talk about this place, what he does and why. But the best way to describe him is the painter of light. Already got you interested. Charlie, hi.
Hi guys, thank you very much. Chris, for bringing me here to my own studio and film me, to know more about what I do as a profession in light paintography, which I call light paintography because I took about maybe 7 years to understand how I paint with a torchlight.
Okay.
And like you say, I film you, I paint you, I ask you, can you imagine how I paint in the dark with light in 30 seconds to make you like a Rembrandt drawing?
So you paint in total darkness, just for clarity because he's a little bit quiet. So in total darkness, and then you use a torch?
Not a total darkness to start with. We have a little light, ambient light, to create that little warmth in the shadow. Okay. Yeah. And then I experimented actually in the Hostmaster in the early days, in the 90s and early 2000s. But I realized that the machine is, cost so much and the bulb is wearing off. So what I did was I transformed from the machine to a torchlight. To a torchlight. Okay.
So you did away with lights, which costs a lot, unreliable, and you said, let's do it in the dark.
Yes.
And I've got a torch.
Yes.
And what he does is amazing, really. Literally paints you in light. So
inverted commas, paint in inverted commas. A lot of people ask me, so you use oil paint or charcoal? I say, no paint, no charcoal, no watercolor, no sketch, no nothing. But I sketch with a torchlight. And this is my light brush. Okay, my light brush that I developed over 7 years. After the Hostmaster has discontinued, I took over the concept of a light brush to sketch you. Instead of a pencil, I sketch you with a torchlight. Can be total darkness if I want to, but not necessarily to be total pitch black situation. No, not necessarily. But the idea is actually the word photography is actually the process that I'm using it actually. Photo is like, graphy is draw, in Latin. So in my process is actually using the torchlight to draw you with light. So the process I'm doing is photography in that term, which is back to basic. If there's no light, there's no image.
Of course.
Okay. So the concept is, once you understand this basic idea of if there's a light, there's an image. Use that to multiply by maybe 30 strokes. Okay, for example, 30 strokes in 30 seconds, I create a portrait. That kind of situation, and that's what I'm doing. I almost give up because I fail with light coming into the picture. Especially background is okay, if it's a plain background it's okay. But when you have a little light that cut across your face, no man, you.
So like a light streak.
Because light reflect.
Of course.
And it creates. When I draw it, it creates a light. You see, so that is no good. So I almost give up. But it was the American who told me, the engineer of the machine, Hostmaster, Charlie, 9 years ago, Charlie, no one have their concept of what you are trying to do. No one. Because he should know, because they are the one who sell the machine. 10 over 1,000 pieces in the world. So he said, Charlie, don't give up. No one paint like what you are doing. And just continue. We are supposed to be a partnership actually. He will produce a smaller machine. I will do the demonstration and go around the world with him. But then 2 years later, he said, no. That was about 7, 8 years ago. No, Charlie, go ahead and don't stop what you're doing. Continue. No one in the world doing what you're doing. I was like, wow, that is my dream.
Yeah.
Right? That's my dream. So that's why with my base, I'm usually good in school in art, not in other things, art only. So with that base, I studied formally to become art director, which I worked for about 8 years, 8 years, visualizer 8 years, and art director total about 8 years. Then I went into photography, all right, when I shoot, because any book, any design, any brochure, you need these three elements of design, photography, and printing. So I want to conceptualize this whole thing together as one source. So anyway, photography is so important that, and in the process that I realized that I must be different. I want to be different because that's what we learned on the first day in school, in art school. Be different. What the rest are black, I have to be white. When the rest are white, I want to be black. Because of that theory, I told myself, I have to change. And if not, I will be changed. And lucky I changed because today I paint with a torchlight. A German torchlight, that's it. In 30 seconds. You don't need a powerful torchlight.
Is it right to say that, in a way, so for the kids,
Yeah. To the kids.
you're sort of painting with physics, the physics of
Yeah.
light.
Yes.
So every time a light bounces off of you, it goes into the camera, but only those that do directly, which is why when you paint, you're directing what light is seen. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
So that's why it's painting.
Yes.
So just a little bit of understanding for some of you who don't quite understand what painting with light is.
Yes.
We can't give you a demonstration because A, you won't see anything, and B, secret sauce. Let's put it like that. But he's kind of giving a demonstration there. But
I paint with light.
Yeah.
This is how I paint.
I know you can't really understand it, but I assure you, what comes out of the image, like so Charlie showed myself yesterday, and he took a portrait of me as well yesterday, and once he's finished, it does kind of look like an oil painting. It really is amazing, and he can do magical things as well. So he can take one image of you and then move you multiple times as long as he has the exposure. So that's the amount of time the camera has the shutter open. So that's correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you for answering. Now, the other thing that I noticed during my course of experimenting is a lot of people told me, oh, so can I give you my photograph to you and then you paint? Oh no, that's not the same. Because when you give me a photograph, the lighting effect, like you just explained, the dimensional effect of the person is not the same.
Yeah.
Because it's recorded by sunlight, or recorded by house light or flash. It's different from the torchlight. Because what I want to do is, like you say, I need my light to be directional.
Yeah.
Yeah, directional. So if you ask me, light is everything in photography, and that is what I'm focusing on actually.
Okay.
Yes, and the rest is art. All right. The next thing is art, so the subject. You know, whether it's I'm creating a fine art pictures for the wall, or I'm making a seasonal cards for children, and that's my dream to help the next generation. How to make a seasonal cards to send daddy or mommy's birthday, you know, whatever it is, yeah. And all we need to do is a torchlight. A torchlight that you just fold it up with masking tape, and you can just start shooting.
You're just passing this skill
masking
on to
tape.
the next generation.
Yeah, next generation. So that after 20 seconds, you don't need 30 seconds for that shot. 20 seconds maybe with a handphone and the torchlight. You make a picture, you buy the cake for your mom, or you buy a present for the mom, you write a note, you write, dear mom, I love you, and then you paint it, and illuminate with the subject that you have created.
Yeah.
And once it's on the handphone, you just send it to your mom in 5 seconds. So your mom will receive, not 5 seconds, 0.5 seconds. Your mom will, okay, wow, my son is so good, so kind, send me a birthday present. Image.
It's very inspiring what you're saying. You're breaking it down, even for the younger generations, to say, look, we can try this. All we need is a bit of darkness, a hand phone, and however we're going to display.
Yeah, whatever you want to give to the mom or dad, you know,
and
or
that's
girlfriend,
priceless,
boyfriend,
really.
you know, or girlfriend, boyfriend, and surprise them with the picture.
Yeah.
Now the best thing is, my dream is, 2 hours later, mom, this is your cake that
That's
you
lovely.
saw on the phone.
Yeah.
That's my dream.
So
Because it's very personal, and no one doing, as far as I can see, no one have this concept yet.
I picked that up with you. You say it's very personal, but I would say from the short time I've known you, that is beyond passion. I would say this is your life. You
Yes.
live and breathe it. Now many people say that,
Yeah.
but being in the studio, all of this is essentially, it feels like it's home as well as the studio. So yeah.
Yeah. Because I am always putting myself in the shoe of a young child,
Okay.
10 years old, for example. Okay. What do I want to do with the technology we have now today?
Yeah.
You know, and for me, I've gone through light painting. Okay, it's not taking a picture with a light and swing in front of the camera. That is not light painting. That is camera painting, technically. Okay, technically. So a lot of people think light painting. Oh, just check light painting and you come out with a lot of sweeps of light. No, we're not doing that. Okay, that is too common. But what I want to do is instead of the light facing the camera, I want the light to face the subject.
So you're bouncing it off.
Yeah. I illuminate the subject. I sketch the subject. Whether it's a piece of cake, whether it's a piece of note or flower, whatever it is. I sketch with light. And not only the image come out differently, it gives you a dimension, and at the same time, you can also focus on what you want to do.
You can still show,
yes,
but the detail
yes,
is where you direct.
If I want to show the cake with a blueberry or cherry, I can just paint on the little cherry.
Put more light on.
Correct.
And you see.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the rest is just subtle light. So whereas if you use daylight, flash, or ambient light, or street light, whatever light you have, is too broad. You don't have that character.
Yeah.
And you don't stand out among the rest. So I mentioned about when the rest are painting with white, I want to be painted black. See, so that it stands out. So that is the concept. I remember the theory in art that when the rest are going north, I want to go south. You know, that kind of thing. So to be different, that's the idea. To be different and to be creative. And there are 99 ways of being creative. You can freeze it, you can throw it, you can squeeze it, you can enlarge it, you can burn it to be creative. Whatever you want to do. All these 99 steps will help you to think of how to be creative.
Yeah.
Not just put a flower there. No, maybe you want to put water on top, freeze it, or put some ice around it, whatever it is.
So show it in a different light.
Show in a different light.
What a
and light. Yeah.
So I have to ask, just moving on a little bit, what's next for you? You're going from here, and you have maybe some other things up and coming.
Yeah. My dream, ultimate dream is I want to share with children, especially those above 10 and above, and even adults, about art and photography.
Yes.
How I combine the idea of art and photography into one source. And the rest is up to you to do it. From there, you can turn into your own Photoshop, your own Lightroom, whatever technique you have, whatever computer knowledge you have, gel it from there. Yeah. But the basic is, we want to have a strong base in art.
Yes.
All right. To understand what is the basic three element in art. For me, three basic element is triangle, circle, and a square. Okay. This circle, square, and triangle comes in cooking, presentation, food presentation, comes in when you do your hairdressing, comes in when you do your sketching and photography, even your flower arrangement, even martial art. All right. Square, circle, and triangle comes from all these basic ideas. Industrial product, for example, even the chair, a product that you have in the house, it all comes from three basic elements, which I notice, and this is very important for the children to know.
So this is your foundation.
That is my foundation. Yeah.
Okay.
So once you understand the foundation, then you combine whether you want three circles, whether you want one triangle or two square, and you then mix up to you to mix now.
And then how you share and project it.
That is very important for the child to learn, yeah, to understand. They may not understand the first 2 months, but one day they will understand more. And once they understand more, I want them themselves to transform and recreate what they learn from the basic. And that's my dream, from the basic element. No one thought of this. Because I happen to be very interested in art, photography, martial art, cooking, food presentation, collecting, I'm a collector as well. And I see people smile, and attended in short form in flower arrangement as well. So I also was told that even hairdressing, everything, food presentation by the French and the Japanese, for example, they are very meticulous, they are very, very artistic, small but artistic. So these are the things that I want to inspire the young to learn the theory, But the theory can apply in food, when they study food. They can apply in engineering when they want to come up with a new machine, for example. So all these are applicable. The
Everything's connected in a way.
the basic thing. So my next dream is to share with children not only about the basic element, but how to use a torchlight to transform into something that you can't imagine. Who have thought of me able or you able to translate one teddy bear into 3 bears using one torchlight in photography?
Yeah.
100% photography. You know, that is my dream, to inspire everyone. You know, because don't forget, if there's no image, if there's no light, there's no image.
Agreed, yeah.
Right. So if I have one stroke of light on one teddy bear, A teddy bear, B teddy bear, same piece, but different
So you
position,
move it.
I move it.
Okay.
Then I stroke again. I get the second light. Third light, it comes in to get the third image.
Yep.
And this is what I want to share. Beyond your box, go outside the box. But what I'm doing is actually basic photography. Nobody thought of this.
But from what I've seen, this is the amazing thing. So what to sum it up really quickly, because he takes one teddy bear, he'll literally shine light on that teddy bear, physically move it somewhere else, shine light again, and then finish the exposure. But what comes out kind of looks like an oil painting done in Photoshop, but with no Photoshop needed. It's ridiculous. So within 1 minute, he can have the best quality Photoshop of any artist in the world, and it's done. So to kind of round things up and round things out now,
Okay.
do you mind me asking finally how long you've done this, and if you can tell everybody else how old you are,
Sure.
because you're still essentially very sprightly, wonderful mind. Do you mind telling us?
Sure. Actually, all the while in my life is to create something different, right? And I noticed that there's a gap here. The gap and people overlook is, don't overlook a torchlight. Don't overlook anything that is small, all right? Or not that prominent. Never overlook, okay? So my dream is a torchlight to draw,
Okay.
to sketch anything you want.
And how long have you done this?
And I've been experimenting to perfect this technique probably about 9 years. It
Okay.
took about 9 years to perfect this. Although at the age of
But
7,
art's been your whole life,
yeah,
and this has been something you created over the past 9
yes,
Okay.
yes. And of course today, in today's technology, you cannot say I lie to people or say I'm the only one in the world. No, you can't bluff anything in the world today.
It's a process that you've developed. So what you're saying basically is anyone could do it, but no one can do it quite like Charlie.
I happen to if I look back now, I happen to be I like sketching and painting in schools. Then I attended oil painting class, sketching class for 6 months before my formal training in advertising art to become art director.
Okay.
All right. Then I studied 3 years part-time again, commercial photography at night. So I continued, total about 5.5 years of commercial photography, advertising design, and fine art, all combined together. So when the American came to introduce us in the 86, 88 about a hose master, the machine that generates strong power light in one source, I was like, wow, this is something for me to look after too, because torchlight is not strong. Our
Okay.
torchlight those days, the lux is very weak,
But
very yellow.
Postmaster, what is that? That's a big machine, a big light?
Yes, hose master is a machine invented by the American
Okay.
to give you a very powerful continuous light
Okay.
to 1,000 fiber optic light
Oh wow.
compressed
Okay.
together. Yes, compressed
Right.
together to give you a continuous light, a hose,
Okay.
a light hose. Yeah, which is like a torchlight like that, a strong hose. That's it, like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But today we are lucky. These generations are lucky to have an LED torchlight
Yeah.
to use it and paint it in 30 seconds. And battery I can buy anywhere in the world. So I'm not afraid of plugging my battery charger, but no, nothing really. I just buy.
So you've gone from a big machine with 1,000
fiber optic
fiber optics, thank
light,
you,
yes,
to a little LED
to
torch.
one torchlight.
And do you mind me asking you finally, how old are you now?
Wow, I have never, like they say, don't think about the age.
Roughly. We're trying to inspire the children. They've got an entire life to do it then.
I'll be September. I'll be 72 actually.
That
This
is
coming
incredible. Almost 72, and he's talking to me with an energy that's probably much younger than me. So look, thank you very much for sharing all of this with you, for welcoming me into your studio and sharing this with the world.
Sure.
I'm sure
I
this will
hope to
inspire.
inspire the next generation.
You
with
literally
my
just said what I was
idea
about to say.
And some of the end results, with the end results, I think that will be interesting. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And I want to make this as a uniquely Singapore style.
This is Singapore style, don't forget it. So, thank you everyone for watching.
Thank
Me,
you.
SG Alien, and 360, and Charlie Lynn.
Thank
See
you
you
very
again.
much.